Howdy everyone, my name is Bridget, welcome to my channel. For the past few weeks, every other video in my TikTok feed is either "This ain't Texas," woo, or it's people line dancing to "Did your boots stop working? Did your truck break down?" Thank you, I know, those were stellar performances. Lately, I've started to notice a trend. It seems that country music is having a big moment right now. Not only are huge pop artists like Beyonce, Lana Del Rey, and Post Malone releasing country albums soon, you also have artists like Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, and Morgan Wallen dominating the Billboard Hot 100 for basically any week of the past couple of months. I can see the comments now, like, "Beyonce is pop country, not real country. Texas Hold'em is not a real country song." That's not the point of this video. I'm not trying to get into the details of what is or isn't real country, or what's really pop music, or what's bro country, or what's red dirt country. I'm more just talking about an overall shift in popular music, where everything seems to be pointing towards country music in general. And I think this boom in new country music is a movement that's been festering under the surface for a long time. Because for the past decade or so, country music has been in a not so great place. Since the 90s and 2000s, country music has been dominated by the bro country subgenre, or as I like to call it, travel stop bathroom music, which was spearheaded by artists like Florida Georgia Line, Luke Bryan, or basically any other artist with two first names. And some of the hallmarks of this bro country subgenre are electric guitars, an exaggerated southern drawl, and of course, the country music keywords. We all know what these are. Trucks, blue jeans, beer, girl, dirt roads, you get the point. And this subgenre of bro country basically became so unoriginal and repetitive that it just became one giant meme. In fact, the YouTube channel There I Ruined It has an excellent video called "What Bro Country Sounds Like to People Who Don't Listen to Bro Country."
Got a beer in my beer and a Chevy in my truck.
The irony of that song being better than most actual bro country songs. And this style of country music became so easily imitable that the artists within the genre were more or less interchangeable. And I think this wave of bro country artists kind of caused the entire genre to become a bit of a joke. I feel like when I was younger, I would hear people say a lot, "Oh, I listen to all types of music besides rap and country. I don't listen to rap and country." Which I find interesting here in 2024 now, because those are the two most popular genres. So how did we get to this point? How did we go from country music being a punchline to dominating the charts? Well, people got sick of bro country. Even bro country artists themselves were sick of it. The genre had totally lost its authenticity, and authenticity is what people crave when seeking out art. They want to find something real, something they resonate with. And this desire for something more real opened up a window to create a shift in the entire country genre. As bro country began to fade a little bit, a wave of new country artists like Kacey Musgraves or Tyler Childers capitalized on this by reinventing what was popular in the country genre. And these artists completely broke the stereotypes of what was popular in country music at the time. There were no trucks, there was no beer, there was no girl in tight blue jeans. These artists instead pulled influences from country artists from the 60s and 70s like Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn, or Waylon Jennings. And while this first wave of alternative country artists of the 2010s did achieve quite a bit of success, it was nothing groundbreaking, but you could see the tide shifting a little bit. And it wasn't until an active duty military member of the United States Navy from a small town in Oklahoma blew the genre wide open. And that person was a man named Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan started by just casually making music on the side while he was serving in the military. He would record these songs he wrote and upload them to YouTube, probably not really expecting anything of it. Eventually, after a while of uploading and gaining a bit of a following, one of his songs, Heading South, went absolutely viral on YouTube, and right now it sits at 27 million views. His internet success caused him to be offered a record deal by Warner Brothers, and Zach Bryan signed his first recording contract while still an active duty member of the military, which is insane. Since signing his first recording contract, Zach Bryan has gone on to have huge success, and his latest self-titled album debuted at the top of the Billboard charts in both country and rock albums. And Zach Bryan's success left the music industry baffled. How did this guy go from recording songs on his phone in blistering heat outside his Navy barracks to selling out arenas and stadiums and being one of the most popular artists currently? Zach Bryan goes against everything popular music stands for right now. He really doesn't advertise himself or release promotional singles. In fact, Zach Bryan has even said himself that he doesn't really care if his music is commercially successful. He just wants to make something that's important and meaningful to him. And that attitude definitely shines through in his music. It doesn't feel like he's putting his music out there with the hopes of it being popular. And I think in turn, that's what makes his music so popular. Because it's raw, it's honest, it's real. When you're listening to a Zach Bryan song, you feel it. You feel the emotions he's going through, and even if you haven't personally been through it yourself, he puts you in a place where you can feel what he's feeling. And that's been something that's lacking not just from country music, but from popular music in general. People want to hear something real, something that they, even if they don't live a similar life to the artist, they can still relate to and see parts of themselves in. Now, I am not a pop music artist. Breaking news. Hell, I'm not even a musician. My brother's a musician. I'm just someone who likes to run my mouth about music. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know the thought process of Beyonce or Beyonce's team. The only thing me and Beyonce have in common is we're both from Texas, okay? But I theorize that the reason so many popular musicians like Beyonce, like Post Malone, like Lana Del Rey, are shifting towards the country genre is because they're seeing the success of Zach Bryan or the success of Oliver Anthony's viral internet moment a few months back, Rich Men North of Richmond, and they're thinking, okay, country music is what people want to see right now. We need to be going country. Country is what's happening right now. When in reality, it's not about the country music. It's about the realness of these country songs. And that realness doesn't even have to just be limited to country music. It just happens to be showing itself in country music artists right now. Now, again, I'm not pretending I know how a pop artist thinks, but this is just my theory of why so many pop artists are rushing to country music right now. People are sick of hearing overproduced and over-commercialized music on popular radio. And these artists, like Zach Bryan, offer a complete change of pace. These new alt-country artists are resonating with people by just setting down their phone, recording, and spilling their guts into a guitar. You see these artists and you think, that could be me. Not in a way that you want to be them, but in a way that you can relate to the things they're feeling, because they just feel like another normal person. Their music is not so overly marketed and manufactured as a lot of popular artists are, and that's what causes so many pop artists to lose their relatability and become out of touch with their own fans. And honestly, I'm sure that'll happen to this new wave of country artists too eventually. As this genre gets more and more popular, people come along and start imitating Zach Bryan and Tyler Childers, and then the genre just becomes trite and unoriginal again. Then someone comes along and does something groundbreaking that changes the status quo of what's popular in music at that moment, and then more people come along and start imitating that person, and then whatever that person's doing becomes overdone, and the cycle just repeats forever and ever. That's basically the entire history of popular music. I mean, if you just look at the history of what was popular in rock music, in the 1960s you have the proto-punk era, which eventually shifted into punk in the 1970s, and then you have new wave, which dipped into the early 80s, and then hair metal dominated the 80s until grunge came along in the 90s, and then eventually nu metal came along in the late 90s, and then emo came along in the 2000s. You get the point. Trends come and go. And before anyone comes for me of that timeline being inaccurate, I wasn't alive at the time of any of these genres, okay? In conclusion, yes, country music is having a big moment right now, and everyone is trying to capitalize on that by chasing that trend. However, what they're failing to realize is the reason country music blew up in the first place is because they were not chasing trends. People want to see something that's real and honest. They don't always want to see what's trendy. In fact, people get sick of what's trendy very quickly, and what's trendy becomes outdated very quickly. I'm gonna end this video with a quote from comedian Andrew Schulz from his TED Talk, Can Comedy Be Funny Anymore?, where he says, "By being truly authentic, you do not have to gravitate to the world will gravitate to you." And I think that's such a great quote for art in general. Not just country music, not just comedy, anything. People want to see you. People want to see what's authentic. And that's oftentimes how people become successful, by just being true to themselves. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and comment below why you think country music has become so popular, because I think it's a very interesting phenomenon. Thank you all so much for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next video.